Hello everyone, my name is Sandhya Shenoy and I am here today at Motherhood with my gynecologist Dr. Madhushri Vijay Kumar, who has also delivered my two beautiful babies.
Dr. Madhushri Vijay Kumar is a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at Motherhood Hospital and has nearly 20 years of experience. She has delivered over 8,000 babies. Her interest lies in high-risk pregnancy, reproductive endocrinology and fertility care with special interest in natural birth and promoting normal vaginal deliveries. She has extensive experience in working in India, Australia and United Kingdom and is involved in teaching and training postgraduate doctors for appearing for the MRCOG examinations. She has several publications to her credit as well.
So we are here to talk about sustainable menstruation, menstruation in general, plastic-free menstruation, and we are going to have this as a series. Let's go on to have this communication with Dr. Madhushri.
Thank you, Sandhya, for the introduction. I'm Dr. Madhushri Vijay Kumar, consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at Motherhood Hospitals, Hebbal.
We've all spoken about all the products that we wanted to.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick rating of in terms of ease of access.
Okay.
Which product would you rate as the top?
Always my favorite is the menstrual cup.
Cost effective.
When you compare it to sanitary napkins, one time investment of 800 rupees to 1000 rupees, I think is still okay on your pocket when you compare to long term this thing. But if you look at the cost part, I think the menstrual cloth will probably rate higher because it's hardly anything. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
In terms of convenience.
I would still put menstrual cup, the reason being easily washable, no side effects on your body and reusable. You can keep it in a safe place, no one will notice what is there in your pouch and things like that. So
Hygiene.
I would still put as a cup. Menstrual hygiene, I mean, because it's washable, you know what it is. But as long as you are very, very sure about your hands and what solutions you are using to clean your cloth, menstrual cloth also equally rate at the menstrual cup. The pads are easy to dispose of, as I said, but as long as you're giving a little extra few seconds to how to wrap it, how to use it, put it into your waste, and then compost it, and if you have that extra time, extra few minutes in your life, I think pads are definitely way to go.
Sure. And any last word to school education and menstruation or parent education and menstruation? Do you have anything to tell
Yeah,
us?
I would probably say it all goes hand in hand. The child is educated, equally the boy is also educated in that way. That means you put the girl and the boy in the class and talk to them about the menstruation, menstrual products, rather than the girl alone and tell the boy to go out.
Exactly.
No, I think that I think is changed a bit in lot of school, any school systems for that matter. Equally, education has to be emphasized, the mother and the father, as I told you. The father is also equally responsible for the menstrual hygiene and the long-term reproductive outcome of the child as well. You cannot solely put the responsibility on the mother. And I think teachers and also play a very, very important role. But I think they are the first teachers for the menstrual hygiene, because fourth, fifth grade child is able to understand the menstruation. So the topic is already come up there. And parallelly, if you can do the same education part at home, it becomes easier for the child to understand what she is going to go through, and then what she goes through, and then what are the products is easily available.
So I think the role of a parent, teacher, it's all a holistic thing.
Holistic
it's a
thing.
360 degree.
Yes, and also would like to probably educate that government also should get involved. If they can get the cost down for those products, I think many more women will start using eco-friendly products, because as I told you, it is not a marketing strategy for a company to grow for a product which is actually destroying the nature. If you can actually put your money for the long-term goals of how to achieve pro-environmental friendly health of a child as well as to the environment, I think it's a win-win situation for all of them.
So to all the rural girls out there, almost 23 million dropouts every year.
Yes.
It's a very, very big number.
Big number, yeah.
Being the second largest democratic nation in the world.
Yeah.
What is your word? And now for them to reach a menstrual cup is a long way to go.
Yes, yes.
What would be your word for
Yeah,
those girls?
I think allow the child to go to the schools every day. That's the first thing if I have to come up. And then whether it is an urban situation or a rural situation, if both parents, grandparents, the brothers, everybody are involved and understand what the girl is going through during the menstruation, and little help required when she needs help to meet her doctor, will help her in a long way. The second most important is availability of a menstrual cloth or a menstrual pad or a menstrual cup. Creating awareness. I think that is the foremost important thing. At that level itself will cascade into lot of events to happen in the rural area, which actually can help them in a larger way. The third one is, okay, let it be if they're using the conventional napkin right now, where to dispose them. If you just let them know, rather than just putting it into a landfill or leaving it there to rot and then allow the medical disorders to come in, if you tell where to dispose of in a right way, that itself will go a long way.
With the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan that has been already spoken about, a lot of people around the whole of our country has started disposing waste more responsibly. With the points that you just mentioned, I think that will be the first step for those who are already using the conventional sanitary napkins to learn to dispose things right.
Correct.
And with this pandemic, I think we've all learned new ways to deal with things better. Use of sanitary, use of the sanitizers, using gloves, wearing masks. It's become a new norm. So why not menstrual cups?
Sure.
Right. So what are the 2 points or 3 points that you would like to tell for all those who want to take this period when we are all working from home or taking time off where schooling is happening from home? We have that opportunity to bring about that change, and you can start it at home in the ease of your own environment.
Very true.
So what are the first 2-3 things that you would want to quickly tell parents and the women, young women, if you want to make that transition? What should we do now?
I think it's the right time to make the transition, because see, you shouldn't let alone the government to do the Swachh Bharat machine. Okay, they have initiated the program. It is up to us how we carry on to the next level. I think if all of us are becoming responsible enough to understand where our waste should go, where we can actually reduce the menstrual waste, where we can actually start using the product which is actually going to help us reduce that menstrual waste on our environment, I think we have won the war in that way. So the second most important is staying at home in this pandemic is giving us an opportunity to do things where it probably would be finding it difficult to do it when we are at work, at school and things like that. So if we are able to start this initiative now before the actual working zones come back in about couple of months time, it probably gives an opportunity for the mothers to help the teenager to start using a product which is probably user friendly, eco friendly, low on your pockets, cost effective in every possible way. And also educate your child, yourself and your mother, where you are supposed to segregate the menstrual waste. Understand a bit more that there are a lot of people handling your waste. Think about them as well, and then keep yourself safe, hygienic, keep your environmental safe. I think in that way, I think we can take this way forward of creating more and more awareness and educating ourselves and should cascade to the next generation, to the others who are not able to access the information of what we are actually trying to focus on today.
So without hesitation, I can say I'm one of those conventional sanitary napkin users.
I'm glad.
And this conversation with you has suddenly made me realize that it's probably time to switch. And I had a lot of questions too which got answered. And one of the most beautiful points that you mentioned in this entire conversation which struck me hard is, if you treat the menstrual blood as not impure but just a part of your body, like cleaning your ear, cleaning your eye, that you just mentioned, if we treat it like that, then probably the right place for it to go is your own toilet.
Own toilet.
Not into a garbage. If you are able to dispose, wash it off or put it off in the in the toilet and then wash and keep it aside, it's just you're going to start treating it like a new norm, just a regular thing. So with that note, I would really like to thank Dr. Madhushree for all your time and inputs. And if you have any more queries, you'll have to probably drop a note on the page and like the video.
Okay, thank you.
And share.
Thank you all for watching. Namaste. And thank you, Sandhya, for being a part of this discussion. We should take this to the next level, take it forward, probably educate more women, create more awareness about this. And thank you for being there today.
Thank you, Doctor.